Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm showing you a very nice pen that I received for review. So I have to thank you to Kate from Benu for sending me this pen for review. So, first let's look at the outside. We have these nice simple boxes which have some writing, I think in Cyrillic characters, because Benu comes from Russia. And it is quite simple. It says there caviar, which means the color scheme of the pen that I chose, and the M nib. And it is very simple, as I told you, just cardboard. Then you have some instructions to care for the pen, and you have a cardboard sleeve again that you can do this, and it is protected with shredded paper. So if you don't want to keep boxes, you can just recycle these and you'll not be sorry, because the packaging is very nice. I think it's nice, does its job, but it's not the kind of precious wood packaging that really, at some point, if you have many pens in your collection, there is no point of having more. Now, let's take a look at the pen. And before the pen, we have to think about the collection. This is a new collection by Benu that will be released in 15th October, so right now. And it has names inspired by some pleasures and luxury stuff in life. And so this one is called Caviar, this color of this one. There are, in this new collection, there are 11 colors available, and 3 of those 11 colors are glow in the dark variations. I had the chance to choose the one that I wanted, if I wanted this or another color of selection, and I asked for this one. But I was in the verge of asking for this caviar, which is very quite nice and subtle gray pen, or to go for a glow in the dark, and I went for this one. But maybe someday I will get a glow-in-the-dark version. I don't have any glow-in-the-dark pen. But what I thought was, for sure, some reviewer will show off one of those glow-in-the-dark pens with all the features. And maybe no one will choose this pen, because it's more on plain side. And that is just the reason why I got this one, because it is shiny, although very discreet. It is big, it is very beautiful, usable. You can take it to a work meeting, and although it is shiny and sparkly, it will not draw too much attention as if it had brighter colors. Some of the users love those kind of very excessive pens, but there are people that prefer some more discreet ones, and I think this one gets it. So let's take a look at the outside of the pen. The pen has, I cannot say they are flat ends, they are slightly convex, but not much. Overall, they are most on the flat side. They have this sparkling stuff. Here there is also a little bit of that sparkling stuff, so all plastic there. Then, or resin, you have the clip, which has this very simple sword shape, and it is spring-loaded, which is quite nice for use. And then when it retracts, it has like a little hole, not a hole, because it doesn't go all the way through the inside of the cap, but it has a recess where the underside of the clip goes into. So Then you have a cap band, which is of black plastic also, and it has Benu engraved. Simple, no made in Russia or something like that. And you have this very nice material. Sometimes it's hard to show this in artificial light. I tried to do it on the introduction of the video. So the material of the cap, except for this plastic band, is the same for the barrel and the cap. The pen, I would say it has a good weight, but it is mostly on the light side, although it's quite big, which is nice. The pen has facets, and it has 10 facets that have a nice thing, is that they line up. So when you cap the pen, the facets from the barrel, from the cap, line up with the facets in the barrel, which is nice. So you don't have to do like this and maybe don't have it very secure because they get out of alignment. No, now this is secure and they are aligned. And this is good stuff, maybe for people that look a lot at details. And in the pen universe, there are lots of people that go for that kind of detail. Now, let's see what we have inside. The cap is a screw fit cap, as I showed you, and it takes 1, 2, and around 3/4 turns to come out. So quite a lot for some people. It doesn't bother me, but I know that there are some people that don't like that. Then we have a very large section. I would say it is quite big because you see it is more than half the length of the rest of the body. So it is quite big. It is black, the same kind of black material as the band. And it has a nice shape. It has these threads that are not sharp, and you have a little step from the barrel to the... This is the barrel still, but you have a little step from the material, which is the star of the pen, and this black part, but the step is quite high. I'm not sure if you ever hold the pen like this. So you'll maybe hold it there, or maybe even over the threads. If you hold it over the threads, you'll have a slightly wider girth, which could be good grip, I meant. And then you have this section that tapers down and flares up on the end next to the nib. The nib is this number 6 Schmidt nib. I chose a medium, but it is available in other sizes. Inside the pen, you unscrew the barrel and you'll have a converter, and it takes converters or cartridges from the international size. And because it is all made of plastic, I guess you may want to eyedropper it. I will not think about doing that because it doesn't attract me, and I think if you want to have a pen that is easy to use and to carry with you, you do not want to have an eyedropper. Eyedropper can be too risky in terms of accidents, but okay, that's my opinion. Now, the pen posts securely, but it is too big for me, and it becomes really top heavy. So if you put the pen like this, if you lose it, it will go to the other side. It's not meant to be posted, in my opinion. You can post it, but I think it will look ridiculous. It is meant to be used like this, and it performs great, I think. So the price of this pen, it is $118 US. So something around 100 euros. I would say it is not an inexpensive pen, yes, but I would say this is not an expensive pen. It has a steel nib, but it has a very unique material. You may be crazy about it, loving it or crazy about it, hating it, but these kind of materials, they are available only from Benu. So you have quite a unique thing, and I guess it is worth the 118 US dollars. Some final thoughts before the size comparison. I think this pen really will appeal for the users that don't like the most shiny Benu things. I have 3 other Benu pens. I have this one. I think this is called Minima, but it was not. It hadn't a specific name back then. It was just Mystical Green. This one has a number 5 nib, so quite small, round. I would say kind of a pocket pen with lots of shining. So this is not quite a regular type pen. I have this Benu Hexagon, which is a nice pen, but also with a number 5 nib. And sometimes people like bigger pens. This is quite discreet because of the color. It is black. It has some glitter there, but it has a strange texture and an unusual shape. So this will stand out a lot. And then I have this Benu Supreme, which was a limited edition for the new year. And it is beautiful, but you may say that this pen maybe shows off a little bit more. It has the number 6 nib, which is nice, but you may think this is too much. And after looking at those, this pen will appeal to users that don't usually go for shiny and sparkly pens. So I think Benu made something interesting. The shape is quite classic. I think it will be a success in that way, but this particular color, the caviar color, will be a specific. I will not say it will be a sales success, this color, because it's not that attractive, but I think that the other colors will be more attractive, but this one will attract buyers that wouldn't buy the other colors. That is my opinion. Now, this is the Parker Centennial Fold, and this is the Lamy LX Ruthenium, and you can see that the Benu is quite bigger. And now, uncapping, because that's how you write with the pens. The Benu is longer and wider than the Parker Centennial Fold, and that is quite amazing, and longer than the Lamy. So you have a full-sized, a big size, not a giant, but a big-sized pen, and it's really great, in my humble opinion. Just another quick look at the shiny material, and let's go for the writing sample. And here we have our pen and paper, and let's start. So this is the Benu Euphoria Caviar, and the nib on this pen is a medium nib. The paper that I'm using is the usual paper that I use in pen reviews, which is the Rhodia dot pad, and the ink is Diamine Inkvent Calendar Solstice, which is a very nice sparkling ink, or shimmer ink, but I'm not sure you will be able to see it here on this writing sample, but don't worry. If you want to see this in full glory, please check the review that I made for this ink. Now, let's see how it writes. This nib is absolutely smooth. I never had such a smooth Schmidt nib. They usually are a little bit feedbacky, not there is anything wrong about feedback, but I find this feedbacky usually, and this one is not. I asked for a medium nib because medium nibs usually are more pleasant to use in the Schmidt line than the F nibs, but I have to say that this one is wonderful. So maybe I should have gone to the F. The pen has a medium line, I would say, and if you press it, you'll have a thicker line. So you can have some line variation, but it is not a flex pen, so don't force it, but actually you can do it, and it is quite easily. Now, if you use the nib in reverse, it will write, it will be feedbacky, not scratchy, and you have a fine line. So you can do this, this, and this. I think this is great. About the ink flow, almost no pressure, and you can see how this pen is wet. If you really like smooth pens, I have to say that I like pens with some feedback, but I like smooth pens also. But for me, it wouldn't be a problem if it had some feedback. But if you like pens without feedback, this pen is great. Specifically, this medium nib, I find it quite perfect. I find the ink flow to be very good. It delivers ink even if you write quickly. Writes well in both sides. It's great. So I think that this pen, this particular color, was a big move by Benu, and maybe it could be a good idea if they started making these kind of more subtle colored pens for each collection they have. They can keep all the more extraordinary finishes for others, for some users that like it, but also include always one like this, because I think this kind of material will appeal for new Benu users. I have to say that I like this pen. I like it so much that I think I will need to get the one of the glow in the dark versions, because this is very understated, but you want to have a glow in the dark pen. Of course, if you can have a glow in the dark pen, but you can't write in the dark, but that's cool. But I had to show this one. This pen is amazing. Really a favorite from Benu. I like it a lot, and I'm quite happy, I have to say. So, thank you, Benu, for sending me the pen, specifically to Kate, because she talked to me about this. So thank you so much for providing this pen for review. I'm quite happy. I hope you like this pen. I will leave links in the description below for where you can get some of the pens that I show and so on. And so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget that Benu will start selling these pens in the 15th October. So see you next video. Bye.